Alrighty. I have watched the Endgame. Now, let's review the Endgame. Alright, let me just adjust the camera a little slightly. There we go. Alright. What's up, everyone? It's me, Elusive Al. Today I'm going to give my spoiler review on the Avengers Endgame that was on last week, but I watched it today. And of course, like every YouTuber has done, just to warn you, there are going to be spoilers in this review. So if you haven't yet watched the movie, do not watch this video until you have seen the movie. You won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed of how the movie went. First of all, I want to say that the movie that I watched was absolutely fantastic, and it did not make me any drowsy, as it were, than the last film. The last film didn't make me anything that's drowsy, anything bored, or anything like that. No, two films were exceptional, but Endgame tops it off by a margin, a slight margin. Okay, right then. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. Alright, I have my points with me here. Alright, so we start off with Hawkeye. So Hawkeye is training his, what it looked like to be his daughter. Training his daughter to be, well, like Hawkeye, to do some like shooting practice, you know, with the bow and arrow into that target kind of thing. And then after a few practices, Hawkeye then, well, his wife mentions, like, do you want mustard or mayo in your hot dog? And after that, turns round, and of course he answers, but then turns back around, and then all he sees is like dust and crinkles of dust from them being disintegrated away in ashes. And he was wondering, well, where are they? Where are they? Where did they go? Where did they go? And that is how the movie starts things off. Following up from what happened when Thanos clicked his fingers with the Infinity Gauntlet in the last film. Alright, so first point that I want to talk about is the gang, the Avengers gang, the new Avengers gang of Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Rocket, Hulk, I think Black Widow was there as well, Captain Marvel, who else was there? War Machine. I think War Machine was there. Can't remember. I think he was there. But yeah, they pinned Thanos down in his little hibernation place where he teleported himself. They got him, and yeah, and Thor, just like that, Thor kills him. Thor kills him. No hesitation. Just whoosh, executed. Chopped off his head off. That was it. That was it for Thanos. And I was like, well, what is this going to prove? What is that death of Thanos going to prove for, like, like 50% of humanity that was absolutely destroyed. It's not going to change anything. You think by just killing him it would change the whole of humanity? No. No, it did not. It did not one bit. Just slicing his head off did nothing. Not going to change at all. It's not going to bring everyone back from the dead. No. Not at all. I was thinking about what Thanos said to Nebula. That after what he said to Nebula, that's when Thor executed him. And then it cuts off from there, and it goes 5 years later. So this is 5 years. 5 years after Thanos wiped out the whole of humanity, of the human race, 50% of them that I had mentioned, like 3 or 4 times now. But yeah, just 5 years later that they mentioned. 5 years later now. Into the story. Okay, yes. Now, this thing about Bruce becoming like a professor, as you should say, professor within. Oh, by the way, he was in his like Hulk, stance, as you just say. His like he was Hulk throughout nearly the entire film. Nearly the entire film. Well, almost all of the entire film. It all started when he was in the cafeteria with I think it was Ant-Man and Black Widow or Captain Marvel, I think it was, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he started out from there and carried on throughout the whole duration of the film, which I find a little weird, especially from him not being as angry in this movie. He wasn't really much as angry in this film. The only time that he got really mad was when he threw that bench over the lake as he heard about Black Widow's death, and that is also something that I will get on to later on. But yeah, it just felt kind of weird for Bruce in his Hulk stunts throughout nearly the rest of the whole duration of the film, and for him to not get as angry. So did feel a little weird, but he still put on a good show without getting angry or something like that. He was Bruce. His mind was Bruce. His vocal capabilities was Bruce. So he was still doing well. So yeah. Okay. Yes. Now, as I mentioned about Ant-Man does come back in the film, as we've seen in the trailer, of course. Sure, most of you guys have seen. Does come back, and he mentions about a quantum physic of quantum time continuum or something like that they could go back in time, with which to Captain America, which to Steve it was like, oh, is it like a time machine? And he said, yeah, it's like a time machine, but quantum physics and shit. Anyways, so discuss the plan about going back in time, and I'm gonna explain about what happened when they first did it on Ant-Man, and it was quite funny as well. But what they explained is that he said that they would go back in time and reverse things to get back the stones and put them in the gauntlet, which they've put it in Iron Man's gauntlet. So they did that, and they used it on Bruce, so it was for him to click as well. But I'll get to that. But yeah, so speaking about this quantum physics test that they've done, I'll get to that. So they were running the test on Ant-Man. There was Hulk. There was Captain America. And I think there was a War Machine there as well. So, to test it out, he was in the suit and everything. So, they did that, went whoosh, back in time, but he came back as a child. He came back as a child, went back again, came back. He was a baby. They made it into a baby. And then went back, came back, fully grown spurt of him. Oh my god. and I think he said something like, I don't know if it was either big me or little me that weed myself or something like that. No, and I find that quite funny, actually. So yeah, that was quite good. Okay, so another thing, when they went into this place called New Asgard, there was Rocket, Hulk, and a few others there as well. I think it was only Rocket and Hulk. They went into New Asgard. They went into New Asgard in the place there, and they went into like this little house or hut, whatever it was. And what they see is a couple of creatures playing like Fortnite on the console. I think it was like PlayStation or Xbox or some other kind of dimensional console that they were playing. I don't know. But yeah, and then another image. Oh my lordy. The other image that we got to see in that was 5 years later getting fat. 5 years later, put a bit of obesity on him, and I was like, oh dang, what have you been doing for the past 5 years? I mean, he's probably like jumping in from fast food service after fast food service after fast food service, especially his own origin of films. So yeah, he's gotten a little bit chubby, and yeah, he was quite funny actually, from being chubby. And then Bruce had to mention him about Thanos, and then he said, "Whoa, we cannot mention Thanos. We cannot mention Thanos in this building." So I think he was. I took him on this. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah. This. So. Since they mentioned about the quantum physics of going back in time, that's what this new Avengers did. They went into like different time spaces in the movies. Like, we're going back. This is a throwback to 2012. 2012 into 2014, 15, whatever it was. So it was like a 3-year difference there. Iron Man, Captain America, and Ant-Man went into the 2012 era when the first Avengers film came out. So that was pretty cool to see. Rocket and Thor went into Asgard, and especially when Thor saw his mother, and that was really emotional to see as well. So that got really touching, especially when they met. When they met, that was quite saddening. And who else? Who else was it? Hawkeye and Black Widow went into the that area where Thanos was with Gamora in the last film. So they went into those different time spaces. Oh yes, this one moment of when Captain America, Steve, got the like this cube. He's got this cube. What it was, I think it was also a part of the stone or something or whatever it was. I think he got the stone, and he also saw right in front of him another Captain America from 2012, and then it was a battle between two Captain Americas, and I was like, wow. Wow. So this was really cool, like two Steve Rogers going up against each other. But of course, the modern day era of Steve won the battle, and he gave himself a little an approval on how his American butt looks good, and I'm thinking, all right. Like he's approving of his own butt. That's all right. Okay. Oh yes, as well. Iron Man Tony went to get the other stone. I don't know what stone it was though, but he saw his father, Howard Stark, and that was quite another emotional moment. I think much more emotional than what Thor had with his mother. So I really thought about that, and for Tony to say that he said like thank you for everything to his dad. That was quite touching there at the end, for everything that he did for him, and so I really thought that was heartwarming and touching as well. And the ending, still can't get over the ending. Let's see, next moment. Oh yes. When Hawkeye and Black Widow met Red Skull. When he met Red Skull as well said with Thanos to get this stone, you must give up a soul for a soul. And I was like, oh my god, are we seriously about to do this again? Are we seriously about to do this again? So yes, it was between Hawkeye or Black Widow. And at the end, they both wanted to give out their life. Well, at first I thought it was going to be Black Widow, but then Hawkeye was like, "All right, I accept that." So they give themselves like a pat on the head or something like that, and then Hawkeye just stops her. I'm not going to let you do that. And then Black Widow retaliates, and I was like, "Well, who's going down there? Who's gonna pay for their life?" To me, I thought it was going to be Hawkeye. I thought it was going to be Hawkeye that was going to pay for his life. I didn't want Black Widow to die, but when it came down to both of them falling down, and Hawkeye, using his grappling hook, climbs onto the edge of the mountain, Black Widow was hanging below Hawkeye, and I thought, yeah, she's gonna go. She is going to go, and that's what she did. She let go of him, and yeah, and Hawkeye got the Soul Stone, and it led to that moment with Hulk throwing the bench, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, really heartwarming. That really, really heartwarming. Ah, yes, this one. As I mentioned about Bruce getting all the stones in Iron Man's gauntlet arm, he put it on and then clicked his finger, and then all the people. Well, we didn't see like all the Avengers, but they were all back. They were all back within like Doctor Strange's like time, I guess his place. Hence why there was a big like vroom, like circle thing in the battle. More than one actually. They come back. Well, at least Laura, which is Hawkeye's daughter, that comes back, which they had an emotional phone call on. And then after when Bruce said it worked, Thanos' ship with Nebula, which was the past Nebula, shot down the Avengers headquarter base. They shot the base down. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see actually. But I was like, whoa! They've like destroyed everything. They destroyed everything there in that headquarter base. So that was pretty cool. Yes. Also, when Thanos said that he is going to wait until he gets all the stones, there was a moment where Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, of course, Fat Thor. Although I did really like the moment where he like summoned forth his like his hammers, like Warhammer and the other hammer, and I was like, ah, and I was like, oh shit, that was so cool, but not as cool as what happened during the battle. I'll get to that in a bit, but yeah, they have a 3 versus 1 battle between Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor versus Thanos, and that battle was really particularly good. So I like that. And of course, that one particular moment that I have to get to. I have to get to that moment. So, Thor was pinned down on the floor. He had one hammer on him. He was trapped though, couldn't use it. I thought he could use his free hand or something to get that hammer and just blow him on the head until there was another hammer, but it was going towards that way. And I was thinking what? Why is it going that way? Why is it going that way for? Until we see what comes out of that force, and then. Oof. And to my surprise, it wasn't Thor. It was Captain America. Captain America! And I was like, whoa! Whoa, are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god! I was jumping and bouncing and going all sorts of crazy when frigging Captain America grabbed hold of one of Thor's hammer, and he just starts swinging it around as well. It was like, woo, 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 what's it? I was like, holy shit! He's swinging it and all sorts as well. Oh man. So, I really lost my shit at that moment. As well as what happened shortly during afterwards. But yeah, that was really cool to see Captain America holding one of Thor's hammer. So that was really, really cool. I really like that. Okay, yes. And I'll get to that moment right now. So, there was a moment where all the ships from Thanos's came into the battle, and then it seemed there's every Thanos's army there that is going to come at them at full force. But then Captain America gets a voice from behind. I'm not quite sure. Doctor Strange. I think it was Doctor Strange that came from behind. He turns round, and then you see a big hole, and then out steps Doctor Strange. And then out steps. Oh no, actually, it was Black Panther that steps out first. Doctor Strange. The Guardians of the Galaxy. The Black Panther's Wakanda army as well. Bucky, Groot, just Spider-Man as well, and yeah, every single character that was vanished within that last film has reappeared once again, and then this was a cool moment where the camera just pans into Captain America, and he says, "Avengers, assemble." And I was like, well, if I have ever seen an entrance where you see all of the superhero characters coming in to this battle, especially after they were disintegrated from the last film, to come back like this, I'd rank it an S. I'd rank it an S. That was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. That entrance from all of the characters. I mean, from Stranger's entrance, Spider-Man's entrance, the Guardian's entrance, just Black Panthers when he just like casually just walks in with the army. I was like, whoa, that was so cool. All right, so during the battle, and I did that moment where like Captain Marvel, with her new haircut, I should say. You know, she's in real life she's bi as well, so that's why she's got her hair like that. You know, not that. Anyways, but yeah, I did particularly like the moment where she was jumping at that. She jumped at that ship of Thanos' ship and completely destroyed it. So I did like that. I particularly did like. Excuse me. I did like Captain Marvel in this movie than I did at her own movie. I thought she was. I thought she did a pretty good job at this one. I thought she was. I thought she was clinical at this one, and I thought she was putting more effort in than what she did in her own film. Even though it was her own film, but I still didn't think of it as that. So yeah, but I thought she was more crucial within this movie. And yes, so it came down to oh yeah, and when Thanos tried to headbutt Captain Marvel, it did no effect on her, and that was like, and that was pretty cool actually. For when he was trying to headbutt her, I was like, nah, no damage, no damage whatsoever. But he did take the Power Stone out, used it, and then boom, punched her with the Power Stone, and I was like, oh, okay, it's pretty tactical. I like that. So, yeah. So, they were all like going for the gauntlet that was like lying on the ground, and then at the end, Thanos just picks up the gauntlet, attaches it into his arm, even though there was like who was, I think it was like Captain Marvel that was trying to attack him. It didn't work. Attached it into his arm, and then says it's all inevitable, and then clicks. But the way that it clicked, it didn't sound like it'll go. Instead, it'll go. Something like that. Something like that. I don't know what it sounded like. But it was like a clink of the metal, like clink, something like that. And it was like, huh? What's going on? Why isn't it working? Turns it around. The stones are not there. The stones are not there in his hand. I was thinking, huh? Well, who's got them? And then you hear Tony Stark's voice, and then you see him. And he's got the gauntlet, and he's got all the stones that he has in his arm. And his last words, oh my god. This was emotional. This was emotional. He was giving out his final breath of this moment, and he says, can I just say, this all started out with Iron Man, and now it ends with Iron Man giving his life away. I was like, oh. Yeah. It starts with Iron Man, ends with Iron Man. What he does, he says, I am Iron Man. Clicks. All of Thanos' army, and Thanos disintegrates away from ashes. wow. But that was just the battle. So at the end of that, after that intensive battle, you see Peter Parker. You saw Captain America, War Machine, Rocket, I think was there as well, and Miss Potts. Peters though was quite emotional. He said like Mr. Stark, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. And I was like, oh no, he's not though. He's not gonna be okay. He's not gonna be okay. And then Miss Potts said, "It's okay. We've won. We've won this battle. Now you can rest."
Shit.
And then he gives out, dies. It did feel at that moment quite as a shock to everyone, but the way it started out with Iron Man and finishing with Iron Man finishing the Endgame, that felt like the nail. That felt like the final nail statement of this whole 11-year franchise of the Marvel movies. 22 or maybe more of them leads up to this moment. That is how you make your final statement into this movie. So, I applaud Tony Stark's final battle. Absolutely. And for what he has done within the Avengers, because he was the head. He was to me he did fight. He did felt like a leader. He did felt like a cool, calm, composed, tactical leader within the Avengers. Of course, to me, I see like Captain America as a co-leader because he's like Captain America. He's got like America in his name, so he should be like leader or something. But no, Tony Stark was like the main leader into this story, and for him to go out that way after like 22 movies into the films of Marvel, yeah. And his final message for his family at the end there, that really felt emotional, and I think that was taken. I don't know if it was taken like. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when it was taken, but he did take that message. And after that, yes, when Captain America went in the the quantum physics time test thing, went back in time just to see. Oh, come on. What would... Oh, no. Oh, I know her name. She's done her own show of one as well. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's completely wiped out of my head now. But you guys know what I'm talking about. He went back into the into the 60s to meet her again. I think it was the 60s, and then the Steve that came back was an old veteran that came back from the future of what he looked like, and then he gave his shield away to the Captain Falcon, Sam, and said, "You're the new Captain America," and he said, "It's an honor, and I'll do it with pride and dignity," or something like that. And and like I said, it ends with Captain America Steve with his lover, and that is how the Endgame finishes. No post-credit scene. There was no post-credit scene in this movie. But what I have seen throughout those 3 hours of emotional, heartfelt, intense, story-gripped, edge in my seat, absolute explosiveness and twists and turns that was in this movie, that was the best superhero movie that I have seen. That was the best superhero movie that I have seen in all of the Marvel films that I have watched. And for that, I am going to give this film out of 10. 10 out of 10. Absolutely. This film was incredible, and if I had the chance to see it again, I would definitely, absolutely, definitely would want to go see it again. So that is my spoiler review of the Avengers Endgame. There you go. So, thank you very much everyone for watching my review on the Avengers Endgame. And if you have enjoyed my review on it, then make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you are new to my channel and want to check out more of my videos that I have done, I mean, I haven't done like many movie reviews. I've only done this one and Star Wars The Last Jedi. Yeah, so that was almost 2 years back. 2 years back. Nearly 2 years back, I should say. Yeah, but if you want to see the Star Wars The Last Jedi movie review back then yeah, it will be in my video list somewhere. You can type it in. But yeah, so if you're new to my channel, want to check out more of my videos, then hit the subscribe button, then turn the notification bell for more updating content when I upload my next video. I have a Twitter page that is at ElusiveAl21. I will leave it down below in the description. And leave your thoughts, leave your thoughts, comments, and what you thought about this movie and what certain points I have missed throughout that movie, and yeah, just let me know down in the comments on what I've missed, and was it your favourite superhero movie ever? Oh. Yeah, did it get you to the edge of your seat? So yeah, if you thought about any of those, then make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. And with all that being said, please like, subscribe, comment, follow my Twitter page, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.